going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel Fragrance Journey. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed week and a blessed weekend coming up. Today we're going to be speaking about some of my favorite floral fragrances in my collection. I think this will be part one. I think this may be a 2 or 3 part edition. I did have a subscriber in the comment section ask for me to do a video on my favorite floral fragrances, and I think I may do that in part 2 of this. I could have included Portrait of a Lady and, you know, all the really big heavy hitters that most people speak about when they speak about like their favorite niche floral fragrance. Today I'm gonna be speaking about some that I don't really talk about a lot. I have reviewed a couple of these. I think a couple of them I have not reviewed. The first one we're gonna talk about is one from the house of Bortnikoff. This is Coup de Foudre. And this is the newer version. They do have an older version. I wish I could smell it, but I think that batch of this fragrance has been discontinued. It's in a different bottle. This one I think is really nice. The only problem I have with this one is the performance is not that great on my skin. With this one, this features notes of sweet orange, green tea, lemon, bergamot, black pepper, white grapefruit, champaca, jasmine, rose de mai, lily of the valley, tuberose, ylang ylang, cinnamon, labdanum, benzoin, guaiac, pink lotus, vanilla, tolu balsam, agarwood, turmeric, sandalwood, pine, and tonka bean. Now on me, this one comes off very floral, even from the opening. You do have a hint of green tea and sweet orange in the top, but it instantly transforms on my skin into jasmine and champaca. It does have some woody nuances to it also, but it definitely comes off very floral. The tea note is prominent, but I definitely get a lot of the jasmine and the champaca. I do get hints of the rose. Lily of the valley is there, not a lot. The tuberose is also there some. It's definitely a carnation of flowers in the top of this. They're surrounded by other supporting notes. Again, I think this is a wonderful fragrance. The only issue is the longevity on this one is not great on my skin, so I think it's really good. You see I have sprayed up a lot of this one because you got to definitely bundle spray when you're using that one. The next one up we'll talk about is one that I really enjoy. I've spoken to this one a bunch, and it took me a while to get past the rough exterior to enjoy the floral center to this fragrance. This one is from Sarah Baker, and I love this bottle presentation. This one is Jungle Jezebel, and just the bottle presentation alone is awesome. But this one is very floral in nature. It does have, let's go over the notes right quick. It has bubblegum, banana, grape, peach, sweet orange, tuberose, ylang ylang, sandalwood, rose, amber, civet, vanilla, vetiver, and tonka bean. Now in this one you definitely get the banana and you get the bubblegum. You definitely get the civet, but the tuberose and ylang ylang in this are amazing. The tuberose in this is definitely underrated. I don't hear many people speak about the tuberose note in this composition, but it's so beautiful. I really enjoy this one. Really nice floral fragrance. If you can get past the hard exterior with the civet and the bubblegum and banana, because in the grape, it is a weird mix, but if you can get past the opening, which I really enjoy the opening, and get to the heart of the fragrance, it's definitely nice. The next one up we're going to talk about is another one I don't hear a lot of people talking about. This one does have a bit of an animalic vibe to it. It's from a house that I don't hear many people speak of. This is the house of Marlou. This one is Poudrextase. This features notes of, and this is not a complicated fragrance, but I think the rose in here is really beautiful. This is animal notes, dry rose, powdery notes, and rice. This definitely comes off animalic in the opening and a bit, what I say, musky. Spray a little bit on. Damn, there we go. Yeah, it definitely comes off a bit animalic in the opening. Not as bad as 50 mil Ambergris. I think they changed the name of that one. That's another fragrance from the house of Marlou that is super duper animalic. This one is powdery. It's got like a powdery rice vibe, but it's got a wonderful dried rose. I've never really got my nose on dried rose. It definitely gives off an older vintage type feeling rose. They're surrounded by powder notes and hints of animalics. It's really, 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 really nice. Definitely underrated. As you can see, I put a small dent in this bottle. But this is a really nice fragrance. Definitely a slept on house. If you get a chance to sample that house, definitely check them out. The next one up is one I think that's discontinued. And I bought this bottle from my brother Senate Waters, who's also a YouTube reviewer. He didn't really like it much. I found that a lot of guys aren't really into floral notes. And I'm not saying all guys. A lot of guys do enjoy floral notes. I really love floral notes. I like tuberose. I like jasmine. I like rose. I like narcissus. There's a bunch of different floral notes that I like. And this one is Byron Parfums. This is Pirates. And I know this one has been out for a while, but this is one of my favorite floral fragrances. This is just a bunch of floral notes. A lot of white florals. It's surrounded by pear. The notes are pear, bergamot, ylang-ylang, tuberose, jasmine, patchouli, white musk, and amber. To me, this is pear. This is tuberose. This is jasmine. This is ylang. It's got a little bit of bergamot in the top, surrounded by some musk. I don't really get the patchouli, but this is definitely very, very floral in nature and a balm on your skin. It will definitely last on your skin forever. And I know a lot of women really enjoy that fragrance. I don't know a lot of guys that really enjoy that one, but I think it's really, really nice. The next one up is another one I really, really enjoy. And this one is another floral fragrance that's surrounded by animalic notes. And this is from the house of Bogue, House of Bogue. This is Maai. And this is one I was so excited to get. Somebody sold me this out their personal collection because it was hard to find a bottle online. A lot of these fragrances, you know, from these indie niche houses, people buy them, they love them, and they don't sell them. So I was really, really pleased to be able to find this for a really good price. This one is definitely very aldehydic on the top. It's got a lot of civet in it, but it's definitely got a lot of tuberose, jasmine, and rose. It definitely has a musky vibe to it. I don't really get a lot of the resins, although you can feel some resins in this. It's not very resinous. It's definitely very aldehydic and very, very floral and a balm on your skin. This is definitely a beast. But if you're into animalic notes and florals, really a lot of florals, definitely check out Bogue Maai. The next one up we're going to talk about is one I have not reviewed. And I don't know why I haven't reviewed this. I picked this up a while back. And this is a really beautiful fragrance. It's not really expensive. It's from a house that I only have one other fragrance from. And that is the house of Penhaligon. And this is Levantium. And I picked this up probably 6-8 months ago. And this is a wonderful, wonderful floral fragrance. I'm going to have to spray some of this on. The notes on this to me are a little bit misleading, to be honest. It's saffron, wormwood, artemisia. Hopefully I said that right. Artemisia, bergamot, rose, clove, cardamom, jasmine, violet, ylang-ylang, peach, oud, patchouli, gaiac wood, amber, sandalwood, myrrh, cedar, musk, and vanilla. To me, those notes are a little bit misleading. To me, this is very floral. It does have some wormwood in the opening, so it does have a bit of a woody vibe. I don't really get much oud, but this is a lot of rose in here. You definitely get jasmine, violet. I don't really get much of the ylang. Definitely a little bit of spices from the clove, but to me, this is floral in nature. The rose is very big. The jasmine is very big. Yeah, that's really, really nice. If you haven't gotten your nose on this, Levantium from the house of Penhaligons. If you into floral fragrances, definitely check that one out. I think it is so nice, and not a lot of people talking about it. And I think you can probably find it for a really good price, so that's always a good thing too. The next one up we're going to talk about is from the house of Kajal. And this is a house, you know, if you really watch my channel, you know I really enjoy the house of Kajal. This one is one that really surprised me because it does have some complexity. It does change from the top to the bottom notes. And this one, let me put the top back on it. This one is Joorie. And you can even see from the bottom that there's gonna be a lot of rose in this one. I enjoy rose, so this is definitely one that I like. This features notes of nutmeg, clove, ginger, lemon, pepper, bergamot, ylang, orange blossom, rose, honey, tonka bean, musk, vanilla, cedar, and patchouli. This one on the top has some hints of sweetness. It does have a honey type vibe that's also blended with some nutmeg, but the rose is there. It's very prominent. I don't really get much of the orange blossom, to be honest. I guess the tonka bean might be there because it is kind of creamy. And this one stays a little bit the same. It starts to change around the back end of the middle notes as the patchouli really comes out, and it dries down to a powdery rose with patchouli. Really nice. Another one, again, I don't hear many people talk about. Most people talk about Lamar. Some people talk about Yasmina. I could have put Wardy on here. I could have put many fragrances from the Wardy collection in this floral video, but I chose Joorie because it's one I really like because it does have a bit of complexity to it. Lasts pretty good on my skin. Great projection. If you're in the rose, people sleeping on that one, definitely pick that one up. The next one up, the last two we're going to speak about are tuberose fragrances. I have a huge affinity for tuberose. This one we're going to talk about is Meo Fusciuni. This is Odor 93. And I put this one in this video because I always speak about this one when I do videos. And I've had people that say that they really don't enjoy this fragrance. And that's fine. I really enjoy this fragrance and think it's a piece of art basically to me. It's different from any tuberose fragrance that I've got my nose on. And Jezebel does a wonderful job creating these fragrances over at the house of Meo Fusciuni. This one is cumin, birch leaf, clove, tuberose, narcissus, sage, tobacco, patchouli, vetiver, vanilla, gaiac wood, and agarwood. Tobacco, tuberose, a little bit of birch leaf in the opening, a bit of spices. I think it's clove and cumin. The tuberose is very big. The narcissus is there. It gives a little bit of a bitterness. I don't really get much of the patchouli. As you get towards the dry down, it definitely becomes a little bit more woody. But overall, this is tuberose, surrounded by tobacco, some spices, and some other floral notes to support the tuberose. But an overall really nice fragrance. Definitely different from most of the tuberose I've got my nose on. And that's what I'm always looking to do, smell different, not smell like everybody else. So that's one I would definitely check out. I even think they may be a max aroma now. Not sure the price, but definitely one if you're in the tuberose that you should definitely check out. And the last one is another tuberose fragrance. And this one right here is nuclear on my skin. This is one I saw my brother Sebastian from Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews talk about. And it was hard for me to find a bottle at that time. That was maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think, year and a half ago, something like that, maybe 2 years. But nobody had bottles over in America to pick up. So I was blessed enough to be able to find a bottle for a great price. And this is from the house of Frank Boclet. And this one is Cocaine. Amazing. This one is tuberose, but it's a little bit different than Odor 93. This is caramel, tobacco, red berries, bitter orange, tuberose, lily, orchid, Mano oil. Never heard of that one. Vanilla and patchouli. Hold on, let me see what Mano oil is. Sorry for the break in programming. A note of tiara flower mixed with coconut, usually associated with suntan lotion. I learned something today. But this is also one of my favorite tuberose fragrances. I got some right there. Let me see. I got stuff everywhere. I need some blotters. Yeah, that opens very creamy. It does have a bit of sweetness. Hints of tobacco, but you can get some of that caramel. Definitely tuberose heavy. Definitely tuberose heavy. You get hits of the bitter orange also in the opening. And as this one dries down, it definitely becomes a bit more sweet. The tuberose still stays around. The tobacco is there. You got some vanilla and patchouli in the dry down. The vanilla kind of sweetens it up and makes it a little bit more creamy to go with that caramel note that's in there. But this is definitely one of a kind tuberose. Again, this is a beast on my skin. It lasts forever. And I don't think these are priced really bad either. So this is one of you in the tuberose and you like a sweet tuberose surrounded by a bit of a gourmand feel, I would definitely check out Cocaine from the house of Frank Boclet. And those are a couple of my favorite floral fragrances from my collection. I have part 2 coming up where I probably have more fragrances from Frederic Malle and some other fragrance lines that are more spoken about. I wanted to do this one on some fragrances that not a lot of people speak about, and that's it. If you can like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you to the subscriber, I can't remember your name, that asked me to do this video, because it was definitely nice looking through my collection and trying to find some of my favorite floral fragrances. I may do a leather, I may do spices, incense, I don't know. Ooh, keep going. Animalic notes, I don't know. Again, if you can like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you can, tell me what are some of your favorite floral fragrances that are not spoken about a lot. We all know about Portrait of a Lady and all the ones most people speak about. So tell me about some fragrances that are under the radar that not a lot of people talking about. If you woke up today, you're definitely winning. Again, thanks for all the support. I'm trying to be more consistent, drop more videos, more content for you guys to watch. And I'm out. Peace.